everyone, and welcome to episode 1 of our collaboration. I'm Astrid of Unique Astrid, and this is the fabulous Kai of Fiber by Nature.
Hi.
In this project, we're going to see what we can do with our fabulous fiber from the Ashfords, and we're just gonna see what we can do with it with some simple guidelines that we have set, which we're gonna dive into all of that today. But first, Kai had something to say, right?
Okay, so we're going to be posting every weekend on the weekend on my YouTube, and Ashton's going to be posting on every weekend on her Facebook and Instagram. So make sure that you're following us on following her on her Facebook and Instagram, and me just Instagram and YouTube if you're not subscribed.
Yep, so we'll be posting video pretty much everywhere every weekend. And we'll also do our own little updates on our pages with just some photos and things that we've been working on and that kind of thing. So, yep, be sure to follow to keep seeing our adventures and share our experiences through this fabulous project. So I just wanted to share the simple guidelines that we set for ourselves. So basically, we are going to take, like we said, this Ashford fiber. This is half a kilo or 1.1 pounds. And we're going to take it and go from spun all the way to a finished project. And we're going to take you through all the dyeing and spinning and weaving and all of that exciting stuff. And yeah, so that'll be all in this, I don't really know how many episode series that we'll be working on. So we picked out of a hat, really a bowl, but we picked our certain dye colors. So Kai ended up with yellow and black, kind of like a bumblebee, and I ended up with a purple and pink. And then we also decided to throw in there an optional orange. So if we want to use it, we can. We don't have to, but it just adds a bit more possibilities to what we can do with this.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Let's see. I have written on here, no garters of any kind. So pretty much we just spin up the fiber as is. We are allowed to dye it at any point of the process, but we both chose to dye it after it's been spun and before we weave with it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, no garters, no cones.
Yeah, no blending. Just leave it like this because it's already a blend.
Yep. Any kind of looms allowed. So I know Kai's going to combine his looms in some fun way that he can do some parts on some looms and I will probably pick one of my floor looms and do most of the weaving. Let's see. So we are allowed to we set our own rules. I keep saying allowed to. We can use other yarns from the warp. We wanted to stick to protein fibers only. So any kinds of wools. This is also has silk blended into it. And so we can use other wools for warp. It seems fair because, you need a strong yarn for the warp. And if you choose to only spin up singles, it's not fair if you have to take the time to apply extra if, that wasn't what you wanted. It seems just unfair. So we are allowed to use other yarns for the warp, like any commercial, as long as it's full. Yeah. And we can also throw in hand spun whenever we want. So any other hand spun stash or whatever, as long as it fits the color tones that we have already set.
Yeah.
What else? Oh, any draft, as long as it is 2 shafts. So pretty much plain weave. Because Kai has a Erica table loom that is only 2 shafts. And so it seems fair that we, kept it to 2 shafts. Although we did say that if I wanted, I could always do double weave, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm not
but
sure.
Also, this is more on me because I know how to do it. You are also allowed to do like things where you, for example, you might want to put in like an extra wet warp thread, like where you use like your weft, you insert like a separate hand spun or whatever yarn that's protein and that's in the colored range. You can also weave that in a little bit, and then you can also hang it off the back if you want. Or you can also do brocade motifs, which is more on my side because that's more of my thing.
So it can be class weft, it can be inlay, it can be anything, as long as pretty much it's stuck to your two shafts. So those are the rules. I know it's a lot of rules, but it seems like a lot of fair rules and made the most sense. So we thought it would be fun to try and do this little challenge. Kai, you want to share what kind of fiber we're using?
Yes, so we are using Ashford's vanilla, which is merino, silk, and alpaca, though Ashford has somehow ended up with merino silk, and I got merino silk alpaca. But there is only a small percentage of alpaca, I believe, so it doesn't make much of a difference. But other than that, yeah, there's at least two of the same fibers in there, just missing one.
Yeah, we ordered from the same link, and I don't know if it was from an Etsy shop so that we could support a small business. Sorry. But somehow I ended up with merino silk, and Kai got merino silk alpaca. It doesn't make a huge difference. It still sticks to protein fibers, and like I said, I'm sure it's a small percentage of alpaca, so it doesn't make a huge difference to us.
And if you want to follow along, we will link the fiber in the description and the rules. And you can also post, and you can also send us photos, and we would love to see what you guys create.
Yep. So, yeah, just like I said, feel free to follow along. So now we're kind of just gonna hang out and spin. You can see a little bit of the process. We're both using our e-spinners. Kai has a Nano. I've got an Ashford e-spinner 3. And we also decided it came as a pretty wide comb top. We decided to split it up quite a bit. I mean, we both learned on roving, so it's, it comes thinner when you get roving, and it makes it easier to spin thin. It makes it easier to spin in general, and that's kind of what we're used to. So we stripped it up. Mine kind of came out as like 5 strips per piece of roving. I think Kai's getting around 6. So similar, but thin enough that we can still create a really nice yarn. So while we're spinning, Kai, do you want to share a bit about what you're going to do with yours?
Yeah, something happened and the fiber got stuck, and now my spinning wheel is not spinning.
I'm doing a short forward draw. Kai does more woolen draft.
I do have a more woolen draw only because I started off as on the spindle, and I was working with wool that drafted apart easily, so I started drafting woolen.
So we kind of just stuck to what we're good at because we're comfortable at that, and we know we can keep it as consistent as we know we can with what we're good at. So that's, it just seemed to make a lot of sense. So, but I think we're both getting really nice yarn so far by doing that. So, well, I'll share some of my goals with, or my sort of end goal with you guys while Kai's working on that. So mine, I'm never entirely sure. I tend to change slightly before weaving. But I think so far, I think I'm going to make a romper of some kind. I found a pattern that is that uses slightly heavier wools or fabrics, sorry, instead of just like lightweight cottons and that type of thing. So, and I am hoping to get still a nice lightweight fabric and drapey fabric with this, even though it is wool. So I'm gonna do, I think for the bottom, hand painted warp, using some Jaeger spun merino. I have some leftover purple and orange from another project, and I think I'm gonna make part of the orange pink so that it's got a sort of hand painted warp aspect to add some depth to the plain weave. And then I love speckled yarns, so I'm gonna ply up a bit or part of the yarn and make the top a speckled yarn using the colors that I have or that I have set. So um, that's the goal. I've been wanting to do hand painted warps for a while, and I just love the look of speckled. And I've also seen them used together sometimes. So I'm hoping it should come out nicely. So you get it fixed there, Kai?
Almost.
Okay.
I don't know what happened, you guys. So I think there got fiber stuck in the motor or something. So like wasn't spinning, but now it's working. Well, that was weird. And of course, it had to happen when we were filming. Delightful.
That's okay. You're really good at troubleshooting. So I'm sure it'll
Yeah. I got it fixed, I think.
You are definitely more resourceful than me. My version of resourceful is to buy it for me. So yeah, I think our yarns are definitely spinning up really nicely. It's gonna take a while to spin up a pound of fiber because we're very fairly slow spinners. So but Kai, your bobbin is a 2-ounce bobbin.
Yeah, but it's a very mine is a 2-ounce bobbin, so it'll take a little bit more to spin up. And when I'm warping the loom, it'll be a little bit harder because only because I'll be constantly tying new bobbins on, or warp threads, whatever you want to call it, and because I have less amount. Whereas when Astrid's doing it, I think she's also going to use her commercial. Yeah. Basically, when I warp my loom, because I'm not going to use any commercial yarn, except I think I might do some inlay stuff, but we'll see. It'll take a little bit longer.
So, but yeah, Kai has a small bobbin. So if you're looking in comparison, mine's an 8-ounce bobbin and Kai's is a 2-ounce bobbin. So progress wise, we started at about the same time. So, but I mean, we're not spinning at the same time constantly. So Kai could spin days before me or finish days before me, or I could finish days before him. I mean, we'll just see. And we'll just work on it on our own time. It's not a competition.
Okay, I just need to thread my the little loops on my on the thing.
Yeah.
Well, this is a very soft fiber, so we can definitely see the merino part of it. The silk gives it a little bit of sheen, but not too much to make it like very shimmery. And it also gives a little bit of like smoothness. I don't know how to describe it, but you can definitely see the tell that there's the different types of fibers in there.
Yeah,
and also it'll be a fun experiment when we're dyeing it, because fibers dyes up differently. So it will be an experiment to see the variation of color in our projects.
Yeah, I was thinking I might so usually at least when I work with silk, I usually pre-soak it for 24 hours because unlike wool, it doesn't accept the dye or water as easily, and it doesn't absorb things as easily. So that's why usually I pre-soak it for around 24 hours or overnight at least. But I think I might not in this case, because in that way you'll get streaks of silk. And I think that's always really gorgeous too. But I will say this is a lovely fiber. It's super lofty. Usually when you get comb top, it's gonna be like super compact because it's been in the mail forever, and comb top does definitely have a habit of condensing. But but this is extremely lofty. It's super soft. I mean, this stuff is amazing. And it's really nice. I mean, that's why we chose Ashfords. They have really great quality stuff. So
Now, okay, now I've got it going. I think it just needs a little bit more tweaking, but
you can have your dad look at it.
yeah. My project, I think I'm just gonna just make a plain like shirt, nothing big, because I think yeah. So I've got my thing working now. So I'm just gonna be just weaving like a simple shirt, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna resist dye it so that there's stripes going in my in the finished product. So that will be fun.
Kai got
And also we will be filming the dyeing process and weaving process.
I also wanted to mention that Kai got this nano for his birthday just a few weeks ago, and he's been using it a lot. So you can tell he loves it.
This project is it's perfect because I hopefully can get this done quickly.
And it's great for travel. Like you can bring it to the beach because Kai goes to the beach a lot. And yeah, you can bring it to the US when you go to the US. It'll work very nicely for you. They are well made. They're affordable and well made. There's so many people who have nanos and love them.
Yeah, that is the introduction to our little project. And a reminder, this will be going live every weekend. So make sure to have your notifications on so you get notified when every video on my YouTube comes out.
So thanks for joining. Hope you enjoyed, and make sure you stay tuned for the next one and follow us so you can get notified when it comes through. So, yep, thanks for watching.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.